Okay,
I think we're good.
all right, awesome. Hi, everybody. Megan with Ocean Rehab and Fitness. We are back at a Thursday. We're going to be working out. And actually, I just have an announcement. For any of you that aren't aware, tomorrow, through the Disability Foundation, we have an accessible community forum. That's at 1 o'clock Pacific time on Zoom, and I'm actually going to be one of the members on the panel. It's a really great place to discuss things that are happening in the community, create conversations with the different organizations that are going to be there, possibly talk about anything that is maybe a concern to you or things you want to see improvement in with regards to disability. And we encourage everyone to come, especially if you live in BC. So we're going to put the sign up, I think, in the chat here in a sec. Yeah, we're going to put the sign up here in the chat. So if you guys want to come, feel free. I'm not sure if it's recorded, Angela.
Yep,
Yeah,
it'll be
okay.
recorded and information will be sent out afterwards for if you want to learn more about recreational opportunities for people with disabilities beyond the things that the Disability Foundation provides as well. So it's really good to get some more information.
Perfect. Yeah, so it will be recorded. So at worst case, even if you're busy, go ahead and sign up and then you'll get given the recordings afterwards. All right, so we will just flip it so I'm highlighted so that people can see my movement, and then we'll get started. And today we're going to do a theme of hinging, punching, and a little bit of rotating. Okay, we're going to start with some release work, and the equipment that you need today is some type of band. If you have more than one resistance of bands, I recommend having a couple near you, preferably like a lighter and a heavier. I know some of us in here specifically use, like I've told you specifically what bands to use for the exercises, so just have those ready. But if you're not sure, a light and a heavier, or whatever you have. If you have just one band, that's great. If you don't have a band, we can also use stretchy yoga pants, tights. Those work really well. Or you can mimic the movement without, which is also going to bring a lot of benefit to the range of motion of our joints. Okay, so bam. And then we're also going to use some soup cans or weights of some type today, preferably nothing over about 2 pounds. For some of us, maybe 3, but I'm going to say probably 2. If you have any pain overhead and we do any movement, I'll just say this up front, I'll remind you later, but if we do any movement overhead with weights, if you have pain in general when you bring your hands over your head, then I would just recommend no weights for that. And anything we do over the head, I would just recommend just body weight. Okay. If you have stability stuff going on where we work out better with having our hand bracing ourselves and doing like one arm at a time, then you might only need one weight. Okay, so options there. And then the last thing we're going to use is a trusty dowel. So I always say make sure it's wider than your shoulders. It should be comfortable in your grip. Okay, and not heavy. So if you're going to not use a dowel, if it's like an umbrella or something like a dead hockey stick, whatever it is, just try and make sure it's not super heavy. Okay, and then last but not least, I'm not demonstrating with one today, but if anybody has a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball that they want to do their release work with, go for it. Okay, but other than that, I'm going to show with my hand. So we're going to sit as tall as we can. Okay, so if you need to prop yourself up on something, like put under your sit bones, something to get you taller, or if you need to place something behind your back, this is like extremely large, but for me on the couch, this would be like good, right? So then I don't slouch. So if you're in a wheelchair, you might want to use like a rolled up tea towel or a chip foam yoga block, something like that. Okay, or you can even recline. If you're in a power chair, you might see some benefit just reclining a little bit so that we're not getting so much strain in the neck when we do this portion of the workout. Okay, so getting nice and tall, we're rolling our shoulders back, and we're just going to come in with either the tennis ball or with your hand, and we're going to work right into those pec muscles. Okay, so we're getting in and behind the breast tissue. Okay, finding the spots that might feel tight. They might feel rock hard. Okay, and just start noticing what you're feeling in your body when you do this. Okay. And awesome. And I think I said what we're working on today differently than what we really are. So I just glanced at my notes. So we're doing hinging and punching. That was right. But we're also going to be doing shoulder activation, not rotating. That was last week. Okay, good. And then we're going to come up into that trap. So up, you can work all in the neck, like up into the neck and onto the top of the shoulder, wherever it feels more sensitive or tight or needs it. And you can just do some like nice little massage circles here, getting into the muscle. If you don't have good fingers, I don't say this often, but if you don't have really good fingers, you can do a fist. This might work better for some of us, and you can get a bit more pressure there. Okay, and then the last option, if you want a little bit more fire, you can just pull and release, kind of like I'm doing. It's like a pinch. Okay, awesome. From there, you're going to take your chin, make sure it's slightly tucked back, sitting as tall as you can. You're going to pin an area down, so I'm pushing down with my hand, and then I'm going to pull and release my head away. Okay, we're doing that again. Pin and pull. And again, pin and pull. And again. Okay, we're doing 10 here. Okay, and I didn't say this at the beginning because most of this know this already, but feel free to write in the chat if you have any questions or comments, or you want me to know something specific to you. Okay, all right. Now take that same arm, bring it up over the head. Okay, and you're going to do some nice activation slaps to the back body here. So I'm trying to reach around as best as I can. Okay, and I'm just doing some nice slaps. Right, just getting some warmth there, some blood flow, and some awareness is what mostly we're doing. Okay, and that, good. And then just give yourself a little shake out. You can kind of give yourself a little tip in the head, see if you created any length on that one side. Okay, and then we are going to do the other side. So sitting up nice and tall, bring the hand in and working into that other pec. Okay, getting in behind the breast tissue. And nice, getting weight behind. So just a reminder here, if this arm is tense, this hand, you're not going to get in very deep. So make sure that you're really relaxing that arm. And if it's too much, then you just back off. This doesn't need to be crazy deep. We're just trying to get some movement and some blood flow into those areas that we're going to be working today. Okay, this can also be really beneficial for those of you that have neck pain. Okay, any tightness in the neck, a lot of times it's going to be related to the pecs, especially if you know that you use a wheelchair, like a manual chair. Really important to be getting into these spots daily. Okay, now we're going to come up into the neck. So I like to just cradle my other shoulder, or sorry, my other elbow with my hand, and I'm doing any of the three options I showed on the other side. So you're just doing a nice little circular massage up in the trapezius area. So that's just right into the neck and down into the top of the shoulder. And then, or you can do a knuckle if you want to knuckle it. That's a good option for some of us that maybe have nerve pain going on in our fingers, or we have some weakness, we can't get a lot of pressure. And then the third option is an actual pinch. So we're just kind of pinching the muscle and pulling it away so that we can get some stuff going on there. Good. Okay, there's no right or wrong. You have to just pick what works for you best. And remember, some days are different. You might have 1 week, it might feel good to do one way, and the next week it might feel good to do another way, and that's okay. Okay, good. Now we're going to take our hand and first tuck your chin back. Take your hand, pin on one of those areas, and then we're going to lengthen it, pull your ear to the opposite side, and then you're going to do that again for 10. And 7. This is 9. And this is 10. Good. Okay, take that hand all the way up. Rest it on the back of your head. Activation slaps, working all the way to the top of the lat, down into the bottom past the ribs. Trying to reach all the way behind your back. Awesome. 3, 2, 1, and then release that. Good. Okay, we're going to get into some neck rolls. So we're going to rotate. It's like you're making your half circle shape with your nose. So half circle here, tuck the chin, and then we end at the other side, and that's 1. Tuck the chin, end at the other side, and that's 2. Tuck the chin. And 4. And this is 5. Good. 3 more as a group. Nice and easy, not jamming the neck, but just making that nice, solid half moon shape. Good. And now we're going to tuck down, so eyes on the ground, and then we come on up. And then we do it again. Tuck. And up. And tuck. And up. And tuck. And up. Awesome. And tuck. And up. And tuck. This is your last one here. Okay, now we're going to roll down all the way. So we're tucking again, and now the whole spine is rounding. And we're going into your cat-cow. So rounding in the spine, all the way down. Trying to make a mountain out of your upper back before we slowly roll up. Head is the last thing to come up. Use your hands behind you in whatever way you can. Shoulder blades in your back pockets, and then reach your heart up to the ceiling. And we're going to take a deep breath, and we're going to do that again. Tucking the chin, rounding down. If you need to walk yourself down with your hands, that's fine. Feet are flat on your foot plates or on the floor. Slowly rolling up. Remember to go really slow, especially if you get any dizziness. Hands behind you, shoulder blades in your back pockets. Reach your heart up to the ceiling. And deep breath here. And again, tucking that chin, rounding down. We're going to do 2 more as a group. All the way down. Nice deep breathing. And slowly come on up. And hands behind you, eyes to the sky, heart up to the ceiling. And reach. Good. We have this last one together. Here we go. Tuck that chin. Rounding in the spine. All the way down. Slowly rolling back up. And hands behind you, eyes to the sky, heart up to the ceiling. This is your last extension. Good. And then we're going to take our hands up to our shoulders. We're going to do nice big elbow circles. Here we go. And 1. And 2. Warming up those shoulder joints. 8, 9. This is 10. Try and kiss your elbows if you can. And reversing it. 1, 2. Getting air under those armpits like wings. 4. Make really big circles with those elbows. 8, 9. And then this is 10. Try and tap if you can. Right up into a reach to the ceiling. Pull that imaginary rope down. Other side. Reach. Feel that side body stretch. You can look up at the ceiling if that feels good for you. or up at your hand. Otherwise, if you have a neck that's not quite as happy today, you can just keep looking at the monitor. What's going to honor your body the most today? That's what this class is about. It's not about winning anything. It's not about doing better than anyone else. It's about what's going to honor or give you the most benefit and have you feeling great for the rest of your day. Okay, last one. And now we're going to rotate. So we're going to rotate. Today we're going to do a twist, and we're going to look over our shoulder, and we're actually going to hold this for 30 seconds. So we usually do this at the end of class. Today we're going to hold it because we're not doing much rotation today, so we're going to get this in now. Last 15. And slowly other side, rotating, exhale, getting tall, looking over your shoulder. Here we go. Hold. Make sure you're breathing. And slowly unwind. Okay, let's get a little energy into those arms. Out. And big hug. Out. Bear hugs. Hug yourself like you love yourself right here. And awesome. Okay, last 4 here. 2. And 3. And this is 4. Keep the arms out. Little shoulder circles or arm circles, really tiny, moving nice and quickly for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then switch other way. That's it. Keep going, keep going, keep going. This is 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them down. We're going to do that one more time. Lift those arms up. Inhale. And arm circles 1 in one direction. And other way 1. Last time, everybody. And 10. Awesome. Okay, good. So we're going to go into some hinging now. So I'm going to face sideways so that everybody can kind of see what we're doing. We have 2 variations, well, actually 3 variations. So first we're going to take a leg out. Okay, so I'm just kicking my leg so it's straight out. And you can do that. You can just prop the heel on the foot plate or actually take the leg out onto the floor. Option 1, if you don't have a lot of trunk and you need a little bit of help, you're going to walk yourself down your lap. And why I'm doing that is because you can see my spine. So let's actually do this example. Oh, this dowel is a little bigger than my last one. So when I walk myself forward, so right now the dowel is along my back. And when I walk myself forward, the dowel stays along my back. So you can see it's a long line. I'm not doing this and pushing it away from my neck. Okay, so that's what we need to try and aim for. So as you're walking yourself down, use your hands and go as far as you can, keeping that long spine. And then you can walk yourself back up. Okay, so that's one option, walking down. Okay, the other option is using your dowel. If you have a little bit of control in your trunk or enough to be able to stay upright with your hands here, you're going to push the dowel into your chest and you're going to think of bowing to someone and then come right back up, and that's your hinge. Okay, up. That's your hinge. Okay. Option 3 is taking the dowel or nothing, I guess, above your head, hands above your head. And this is if you have full trunk and you want a bit of a challenge, you're going to reach out and away, keeping a nice long spine, and then come back up. Okay, so everybody just do 10 on their own. I think I've done about 7 already, but I'll keep going so that we can all catch up. And awesome. Good. Okay, then we have the other side to do. So go ahead and switch your leg. Other leg's going to extend out. And then we have the 3 versions. So I'll show a few of each. You can walk your hands. And then just make sure you get to about 10. Walk your hands. Okay. And I know some people last week, I gave them some alternatives to try this week for this one. So I hope those work. You know who you are. I think it was last week. Okay, and then the other option is just keep going, counting to your 10. I'll just keep showing all the variations. And last time here, 2 for me. Do as many as you can or need to end. We'll end right here together. Last one. And then you are done. Awesome. Okay, coming back to center. Here we go. We're all hinged out. So let's grab your band to start. Okay, so shoulders. So we're going to do an external shoulder rotation, but we're going to be doing one arm at a time. So if you do have some grip stuff going on, it might be beneficial to loop your band. I'm just going to do it around my ankle to demonstrate because this is a lot quicker. So you might want to have a loop like this, and then you can just put it on your wrist, or you can even do this, okay? Otherwise, we are going to just hold the band with one arm, however you want, and then the other hand, try and hold it in a neutral grip. So see, I'm just going to grip it so that my palm is facing my other hand, okay? If that's not possible, then just have palm up, and you're going to hold it like this, okay? So this hand's my anchor point. This isn't going to move. This arm is going to be the one moving. And I want to think of keeping my elbow right in at my rib cage, sitting up tall, and I'm going to externally rotate and then bring it back in, okay? So if you're one of the people with a few bands in front of you, I would recommend a lighter band. It doesn't necessarily need to be the lightest, but a lighter band, okay? So notice my elbow is not migrating away from my rib, right? Okay, and if you don't need to use a band or you don't have a band, I just want to see this, trying to get the range of motion. We're trying to get the hand all the way out as far as we can, okay? So that was 10. So once you've done 10, go ahead and meet me on the other side for 10. Okay, so now the other hand is going to be stable. Okay, here we go. So this hand's stable, this hand is working. 3, 2, elbow in, and 1, and we're externally rotating and bringing it back in. And 3. And 4. This can also be, for those of you that haven't figured it out, you can also have an anchor, like a door handle, and you can put it on the door handle so you don't have to worry about anchoring with your other hand. I'm just demonstrating this because it's quicker and efficient for those of us that don't need to go over to the door. Okay, but honestly, whatever works for you. Okay, so let's just do that one more time. We're not going to superset it with anything. Last time each side, and then we're going to move on to circuits. Okay, here we go. Okay, other hand, neutral, setting up. 3, 2, 1. Nice. 8, make sure you're breathing. And then other side, good. Here we go. Last time for 10. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. Keeping that elbow in. Neck nice and long, back of the neck. 9, feeling this in the shoulder, top of the shoulder, back by the shoulder blade even. And then shake that out. Awesome. All right. Go ahead and grab a sip of water, and then we're going to get into our first circuit. Okay. So, band aside, you're going to grab your dowel. Okay, so we're going to do a hinge into a punch, or a hinge into a press. Okay, so we're going to have the dowel right at our chest, feet flat on the floor. Okay, and we're going to think of that hinge pattern we did. So we're here, coming in. Once again, if you don't want to use the dowel and you need to walk your hands, that's fine. And then from there, you're going to press overhead. So tip, and then press overhead. So if we're someone that needs to work with our hands, you're going to come down, walk your hands out, push yourself off, and you're going to reach up to the ceiling and then bring your hands down. Okay, so we come forward, walk your hands forward if that's what you need to do, walk yourself up, and then try and reach the hands up. Okay, your balance will be better if you reach your hands up through your body as opposed to reaching out and away. So just go quick and then down. And you can use your hands to catch yourself. Okay, otherwise, no hands, dowel. We're going to do 10. Here we go. 3, 2, pull it against your chest. 1, we hinge, and we come up, and then we press. Hinge, come up, and press. Hinge, come up, and press. And this is over halfway. Everything's nice and controlled. It's okay if you're not at my tempo. I'd rather you be nice and controlling with your movement. Okay, 2 more. And come on down. Awesome, good. Okay, take that away. You're gonna grab your band again. And now we're gonna do a pull apart. So the palms are down, arms are extended, band is right at your chest. Once again, if you need to have grip assistance, you can always do this or keep that loop. I got rid of my loop, but just keep your loop in. And it's like we're gonna pull the band all the way into our chest and then all the way back, okay? So from the side, I'm coming right in to my chest, okay? Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Pull for 10. Your elbows don't have to be completely straight. If you need to have them closer to your body, that's totally fine. All I want is you to focus on the shoulder blade squeeze in the back. 9, make sure you're breathing. 10, and release that. Awesome, good. Okay, put that aside. We're gonna add a third thing. Okay, this is punching. So we're gonna be punching as if we're boxing. So we're gonna be doing cross and cross. So you're not really rotating, you're just crossing your midline. Okay, if you want to make it like a boxing punch and make it a little bit more dynamic, go for it. If you just want to focus on being nice and smooth, you can do that too. Okay, this is going to be for 1 minute. So I'm getting the clock ready. Are we ready? This can also be done with no weight if you don't want to have weight. Here we go. 3, 2, and here we go. So barely crossing center, you're punching with the palms down, or you're making fists if you're not holding something with your hands. You are halfway there. Keep that breath going. Even if you can't do 1 minute, do your best. Keep that breath. You have 5 seconds left. 3, 2, and time. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to keep the clock running for your rest break, or your rest time. 30 seconds, and then we're doing all 3 of those again. So we have our hinge with the overhead press or the punch, band pull aparts. So it's still an external rotation, but pulling apart. And then our punches barely crossing midline. Dowel if you need it, or you can just use your hands to walk down your body. All right, that was your 30. Getting ready. Here we go. Starting in 3, get the dowel up at your chest. 2, 1. So we're bowing to the queen across the room. Bow, come on up, and then we press overhead. So we're not rounding in the spine. We're pulling the dowel into our chest, keeping the spine long. Nice. 2 more, everybody. And done with that. Okay, put your dowel aside if you were using it. Get your band. Make your loops if you need to. Okay, here we go. Sitting up as tall as you can. Mini peach under the chin. We never want to be too much up here. So slight down, keep that back of the neck nice and long. Here we go, keeping it just at chest height. Pull apart for 10. Feeling that back body working. And that's 10. Awesome. Good. Okay, put that aside. Go ahead and grab your weights if you're going to use weights. Punching, I'm setting the clock up. Okay, getting ready. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Nice, everybody. Keep that breath going. Get taller. You can always ditch the weights if it gets hard. You can always keep going and just put the weights down. Better to keep moving than give up right away. 8 seconds. 2, 1, and time. Good. Okay, 30-second break again, and then we're doing it one last time. Marnie, were you up at 5:30 a.m. like me watching the women's para basketball? I hope people are watching the Paralympics. They're doing, I don't know how it was last time, but I've noticed that I'm able to get a little bit more viewing of the sports, where I think last time when I tried, I didn't feel like I had a lot of viewing options for in terms of apps. Yeah, I was watching China this morning at China and Netherlands. It was a pretty good game. But yeah, I know Canada's playing tonight. Better time for you. All right, last round, everybody. All right, here we go. Lifting in that chest, elbows behind you, dowel at the chest. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Tip, or you're using your hands, and press. Last time with this circuit, everybody. And good. Last one. And awesome. Good. All right. Setting that aside. Grab your band. Here we go. Okay, looping your band if you need to. Remember, elbows can be slightly bent if you need it for the stability. Otherwise, we're here. 3, 2, and 1. Pull aparts. Feel that back body. A hint, this one will not be doable if we're slouching. So we have to sit nice and tall. And that's 10. Awesome. Okay, put that aside. So, timer. Your punches, with or without weight. Aim for the minute. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1, and go. Keep shake, shake, and punch. Whatever you're holding, you should hear it shaking. These soups have been shaken so much, I don't think I'll ever eat these soup cans. They're my designated workout cans now. Over halfway. It's probably all mush. 15 seconds. Doing awesome, everybody. This is where it gets hard, so keep going. Push through this part. 5. And that's your time. Awesome. Good job, everybody. All right. Take a little sip of water, do what you need to do, and then we're moving on. Keep all of your equipment next to you, though. This next one's going to be a little bit of a brain teaser. Okay, so once again, I mentioned if you have pain in your shoulders going overhead, don't worry about weight. When you go overhead, just use your body weight, okay? So we're going to start in this position with your weight if you choose to use it. So I can see like the backs of your weights, or in other words, I can see the heel of your hand. So hands are neutral. So we're not like this, right? Here. Okay. So we're here. We're going to press overhead with our right arm, and then we're going to punch front with the left. Uh-oh. Overhead, punch. For those of you that do boxing with me, this will be a cinch. We practice this coordination all the time. Okay, so this, for some of us that don't ever isolate and make a difference on the right and left sides when we work, this will be a really great challenge for your brain, believe it or not. Good. This will help all that coordination that we need in order to do things when we're separating right and left. Okay, so once you've done 10, I just kept going because it's a pattern, so sometimes it's just good to follow and just get the pattern down. And now we're going to do the other side. Okay, so if I just punched my right, I'm punching up with the left and then punch forward right. So I'll do a few just to let everybody get into the rhythm and catch up. Three, two, one. Last one. Awesome. Good. All right, brain teaser. Put that aside. Go ahead and grab your band. We are going to do a row. Okay, so I'm going to be just sideways so you can see. I am extending my legs how they were before, or leg, and I'm just hooking the band around my foot or around feet, whatever it is that works for you. So we're sitting tall. So this is, this is going to be a row from a low point because it's coming from down by the floor. Okay, and what I want us to focus on this time with the row is really getting into those lats. So when we first do a row, the first thing we should think of is squishing under our armpits. So it's almost like we do a, see that? It's a little bit of a squish, and then we pull. Okay, so we're separating the row into two instead of just being a one pull. We're actively gonna take a pull, so a retraction, shoulder blades, squish the armpits, and then you're gonna row, and then release, and then back to neutral. Okay, so we squish those armpits, 2, 3, and then neutral. Squish those armpits, 4, and neutral. Squish those armpits, 5, and neutral. Squish those armpits, and neutral. Squish those armpits, and neutral. Squish, and 1. Last one. And again, squish, and then relax. Good. Okay, don't worry about what foot you did. If you did just do one foot on that, you'll just switch it on the next round. Okay, it doesn't really matter so much though, because it's an upper body exercise. It just gives you a bit of that that stretch in the hamstring. So if you did both legs hooked with the band, just do that again. Okay, one more round of both of these. Okay, but this time we're going to do 2 rounds of this because I just wanted to teach it on that first one. So 2 rounds of this. So we're doing a punch. We're going to press overhead with the right first, punch forward. So we're going to do 10, and then we're going to see if we can go right into the other side here for 10, and then we'll take a little bit of a break, and then we're going to do that again. Okay, here we go. 3, punching with the right first, 2, 1, overhead, 2. Halfway. 9, get ready to go right into the other side. 10, punch on the left. Good. 2, nice transition, everybody. If you didn't get it, you'll get it again. We get one more time, one more chance. Over halfway. And take a break. Okay, take a little rest for those of us that need the arm break. Okay, you get one more chance to do that again. So the whole purpose of this is that transition. So going from punch to press, and then transitioning to switching it on the other side right away. Okay, so if you don't want to use weight for this, that's fine, because I do realize we're doing a lot of reps at once. Okay, Here we go. Last time. So if you don't want to use weights, we're just in fists. 3, last time. 2, 1, punch up right. 7, get ready. 8, 9, one more. Go into the other side, overhead left. 2, how'd you do? And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, everybody. 10, and done. Awesome. Okay, we have our very last thing. If you did one foot on the hook for the band last time, you're going to switch to the other one. Otherwise, if you did both feet, that's fine. You can just do the both feet again. And we're breaking it up into 2 sections, remember? So we're starting nice and tall. So it's armpit squish 1, or almost like a scapular retraction. Row, release, and then back to neutral. So squish, row, release, and then neutral. Squish, row, release, and neutral. Squish, halfway, squish, squish, 2 more, squish, and again, squish, and take a little break. Awesome. Good, everybody. Okay, we're going to end with a little bit of a stretch. We did do some overhead work, so I do want to get into that neck. We're going to get tall again. I'm just going to set up the timer here. So we're going to tuck the chin back, and then you're going to look at something at your armpit, and you're going to hold. And we should be feeling this in the opposite side, like kind of going into the back shoulder. Okay, and if you don't feel it, move your neck around and adjust a little bit until you do. Sometimes it's just an adjustment. Okay, breathing. We're here for 30 seconds. Slowly come on up. Other side. So tuck the chin, and then coming over to the other side, making sure you're feeling it going down the neck and into a little bit behind the shoulder on the opposite side that you're looking. And slowly release. Awesome. All right, everybody. That is all the time we had for today. Thank you so much for coming. Friendly reminder, there is an event posted in the chat there, so feel free to take a look. It's worth signing up even just to get the recording so you can kind of see what's going on in the community. Otherwise, I will see everybody next week, same place, same time. And yeah, Angela just posted it again, so that's great. Any questions or comments? I'll stay on for another minute or two. I know I got a couple texts from people, so I'm just going to address those as well. Barbara, I just got your, I don't know if you can hear me. Barbara had no sound. And then Neil, Angela, this might be a question for you. Someone wasn't able to, they asked if they had to sign it up for the class. So is the Zoom link different now? Because I think Neil didn't make it today because it says he has to sign up. So I don't know if we want to send him the link again. And then Doreen, the link is just scroll up in the chat. I'll repost it. Copy. Okay, Doreen, I just reposted it. You should see it. You're welcome, Janice. Thanks, Marnie. Hopefully I'll see you too. Thanks, Nicole. There, I hope, awesome. Thanks, Sydney.